Hello everyone, and welcome to the first video on this channel for Aerophile. I thought it would be a good way to start off the channel by firstly probably showcasing this game here, which is Microsoft Flight Simulator 4, which was released in 1989, so it's quite an old game. It's one of the first. It's actually the successor to Microsoft Flight Simulator 3, which was before this and pretty much identical. But I thought we'd check out this one and have a bit of a go, having a fly around in it. So it was usually supposed to be used on MS-DOS. I'm actually currently running in DOSBOX, which is an emulator version, and it actually is a pretty alright simulator, to be honest. I mean, especially for it being from 1989, it's actually pretty decent. So right now we're in the Learjet 35, I believe. Oh, sorry, Learjet 25G. And we're currently at Chicago Mex, which is one of the airports which the developers in the early days used as the default airport location. So we've got a bit of air traffic around here, and I thought it would be good to test it out and have a fly. So I'm going to put the flaps down. As you can see for the gauge down here, we've got the flaps that I can set it. I'll just set to this, and we also want to turn our lights on like so, and we can probably go ahead and put our throttle up. I do apologise about the audio. This is about as good as it gets. There we go, throttle to full. There we go, airspeed's alive. Usually around about 100, 120 knots you can start to pull up. Ooh, well, that was a bit quick. Oh no. You can see I'm a bit rusty in this game. Okay, apparently we lived, so we can fly up here. Okay, that's positive rate. Put the gear up. Pitch down a tiny bit. I'm having to fly this with my arrow keys because obviously there's no joystick controller support back then. Well, I don't think so. We're going to climb a bit more actually, because I don't want to hit any buildings, because that doesn't really tend to work out too well. It's really hard. You've got to be very quick on the keys to be able to control this. But after you play it for a while, you get the hang of it. So I'm going to raise the flaps up. The views are a bit strange, but it do work after a while. Oh, that's just epic. This is a really good flight. Well, I really like this flight simulator, even though it's so basic. It's really actually enjoyable to play. I mean, especially this is from 1989. I mean, this is pretty decent. And I've played a lot of flight simulators. Go back to copy view. Now, even though I am running a very more modern PC than you'd be running in 1989, it still does lag a bit, probably due to the capability of my emulator here. I did actually used to run this on DOS before. I had a whole petition just for DOS, just to play this game, because I liked it so much. It's actually pretty decent, to be honest. I mean, it's got a whole bunch of functionality. If I show you up here, you've got all these settings at the top. It's quite impressive. I mean, I've had to turn off air traffic. Well, you might have seen it taken off on the runway earlier. Even got stuff like air traffic, which is just really, really amazing. And unfortunately, sometimes when you come into land, you might even land on top of some of them. So I'm just going to try and play it safe for now and do a proper circuit. The pattern, the airfield is to our right, I believe. I'll go to the tower view here. It's a bit hard to be able to zoom in and stuff. I guess I could do it the proper way by pressing plus. I can zoom into my aircraft here. And as you can see, we're just on the downwind leg right now. We're at pretty good airspeed. We're actually climbing a bit, so I'm just going to pitch down. And we're rolling. If I look at my artificial horizon, even though oh my god, it's really hard to fly this view, but it's pretty good. Okay, I think we're pretty much far down for the downwind leg right now. I'm going to start throttling back, so you can see my throttle gauge going down. I'm going to start a little gentle left turn, start our descent, because we're actually pretty high up, almost about 5,500 feet. So let's start a descent. Let's actually go to idle, because this thing is a really good glider. Hopefully there isn't anything on the runways. Start a nice gentle turn. It's actually pretty relaxing to play this game as well. Unfortunately, I was past the era for when this game came out, so unfortunately I didn't get to play it when it was first released. I did get to play a few other flight sims, which are pretty review on this channel as well, because they've got some quite rare ones, which I think would be quite cool to showcase. It's also quite hard in this game to tell how far you are to the ground. You have to kind of look at your altimeter to kind of judge that. I think we're going to overshoot the runway here, if I remember correctly. It's pretty near to the water. Start our turn. You can see little boats there, the little red pixel. I'm trying not to crash because it is quite annoying when you do crash. Oh, there we go, almost lined up. So we're going to put a gear down and the flaps to full. I am very high. The last thing we want to do in this game is over control. If you over control, you've had it. Oh, is that aircraft? Oh no. This could end bad because there's an aircraft approach. This is the only problem with the AI. Oh god. I think this might be a collision. Uh-oh. Oh well, we're jet, we've got priority. We don't. I'm just making things up. You see, this is not what you should do in the traffic pattern. Oh god, I need to pitch up if I'm going to go in the water. Uh-oh. Apparently we lived. Or did we? Uh-oh. 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 Yeah. I'm sorry about that. It actually really ruins your ears. If you play this game for too long, it kind of does hurt you after a while. So I do apologise. I've kind of turned down the audio levels for it, so it shouldn't be too annoying, but after a while you get used to it, I guess. So yeah, that wasn't really a successful landing. It's actually quite hard to be able to do it. You know, I need to probably play this game a bit more to be able to do that, but we can cheat a bit, and we've got a landing approach setting we can use. So we can put that in, and we can start our approach, which is quite a good way of practicing your landings. It's also got working papillons, which is quite amazing for such a this game. So we're going to put a bit of flaps down, our nose comes up a bit, which is very nicely modelled. I know I'm a bit fast in approach, but it's really hard to be situationally aware. You don't really have too many references for the ground, but it's just solid green, so you have to look at your altimeter quite a lot. Also got modelled wind, so we're actually being pushed to the left. So that's a pretty nice feature. I'm going to slow down, go flaps to full. So we've got gear down, flaps full, and why not? Let's put our lights on. Got a very big crosswind component here. It's really amazing. This is from 1989. And yes, it's basic, but it's pretty well animated. So here we go. Speed's looking pretty, maybe a bit fast, a bit high. Uh-oh. Let's try and butter this. Okay, let's go to idle. Ooh, this might be a good landing. There we go. That is butter. Spoilers on. Brakes on. It's a bit touchy on the ground. The physics aren't too good there, I must say. In fact, I can show you what I mean about the physics not being too good. You can kind of do some Tokyo drifts here. Which is pretty standard procedure, I guess, for a Learjet 25G. Okay, let's stop mucking about. Oh, the mountain's pretty good. You've got quite a few, we've got quite a bit of a selection of aircraft as well. If I show you here, if I go to the aircraft library, surprisingly, you've got quite a few aircraft. You've got all these from the 25G. You've got an experimental one, which I can show you a bit later, where you can actually model your own planes, which is pretty cool. You've got a Cessna Skylane, which is a very nice model with the retractable gear, which is also very good. You've even got Sailplane, which is a very nice plane for practicing soaring in. It's got a whole just a specific spawn, you can say, or like I did for the approach on this runway. You can swan in the air and do a bit of sailplane flying, which is actually pretty decent, and it's modelled pretty well, to be honest. And you've also got the very famous Swamp with Camel, which I'll go into a bit later. You got like an experimental aircraft, which is a bit different. So I can probably showcase each of the planes if you just give me 1 second. I'll spawn in at an airport and show you different aircraft. Okay, welcome back. I just had to turn off a few settings so we don't have any aircraft crashing into us on the runway. But I thought it would be good to showcase you some of the aircraft. So let's take a look. You can easily select them. So we can have a look at, I'll go to the experimental ones a bit later. For now, we'll just go to the Cessna Skyline with retractable gear. And of course the cockpit doesn't change too much. The sound has changed a bit to what would be a bit more of a piston engine plane. But we got a very nice aircraft here. Actually, a few things are modelled. If you look at the rudder right there and ailerons, they are actually modelled, which is mind-blowing. I mean, even the elevator from here, you can see is modelled. Of course, you've got a bit of clipping through the aircraft, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers, to be honest. You can select the different views quite easily. You've got chase view, and you've also got the spot view, which takes a while to sort of pan to the aircraft. You can actually make this go a bit faster. If I go to set spot plane, you can change the view of it, so I can set to the back, which is what I prefer it to have, and we can have the transition to be fast because it's just a bit more nicer. So you can see we're out the back of the airplane, which is a bit cool to fly. So let's have a go at flying it here. You see the flaps coming down. It's pretty good for what it is. Let's put our throttle up, and let me just get rid of that menu at the top. It's a bit touchy to try and fly it from this view. I'm quite used to flying things from the cockpit view. There we go. The airspeed indicator does change though, which is a nice feature. Here we go. Ooh, we've got a bit of a crosswind component there. Or maybe it's just me. Because it's a retractable gear, you got a very nice, a bit awkward, but you got a retractable gear animation there, as you saw. And we can put our flaps up. Now let's do a bit more scenic route around Chicago. Might as well, since we've got a very nice Cessna 182. And the buildings, you know, they're a bit tacky, but they're pretty decent. It's also got crash physics on it. That if we crash the plane in it, it's a bit annoying than the sounds you might have heard earlier. When we stall or crash, it does glitch a bit, and it really does hurt your ears after playing this game for a bit. I'm really sorry if you're wearing headphones, by the way. Your ears are going to suffer after this video, I promise you. But we've got some pretty nice buildings here. Even the clouds are modelled. If you go above a certain altitude, you actually get to go above the clouds. Look what it looks like from the spot view. Fortunately, it's a bit iffy to change the views here. You have to kind of go to it here and adjust the position to what you want it to be, but it's pretty decent once you manage to get a nice front view, eh? About there, what do you say? That seems pretty good to me. Ooh, so cinematic. And you can see the gear animations here. It's pretty good. We also got lights. You can see just about see the port light and the starboard lights, which is good there. You also can see the beacon, which is animated, which is very nice. So let's take a look at the second plane. Okay, we're now on the second plane. You can see the dials have changed, and also it's become a lot more quieter in here. Thankfully for our ears, they can recover for a bit, but it's not going to last long until I showcase the next plane. So we can take a look at the outside view, and we can see we've actually got a glider this time, which is a very nice addition. Like I said, for the for soaring in this game. It's very nice. This one's got a bit less animations to it. It does still have got some elevator animations. Well, it has really got the basics, to be honest. The game's supposed to be revolved really around the Learjet 25 and also the Cessna 182. But this one's just for soaring, and it's just only a basic model. You can actually have a go at soaring. If you go to the top here to mode, you can actually change it to a special one, which is for sailplanes. So we can have a look at that. And it should drop us in any second. Takes a bit to load. There we go. That's very good. And there we go. We are now in the sailplane in this flight simulator, which is modeled pretty well. It's quite nice to fly. Unfortunately, oh, you even got an aircraft carrier there, which I've actually never noticed before. Well, let's have a go and see if we can fly to the aircraft. Well, we'll probably go that one a bit faster plane. Have a check out the aircraft carrier. But apart from that, at least it's silent this time, so our ears can recover. But it is pretty decent. You've got a field below us, which we can land in, which is pretty nice. Yeah, there you go, you got the runway there. Pretty basic scenery for this one, but it's actually pretty decent. And you can just practice maintaining altitude in this, which is pretty nice. So there's not really too much we can sort of go over in this plane. So we'll take a look at the next. Okay, now this is a real classic plane, and one that's in actually a few flight simulators as a default aircraft is the Sopwith Camel, if I can change my view here. Yes, it's a bit basic, but it's pretty decent. So we've got this very nice biplane addition to the game, which is a very fun one to fly. It's sort of detailed, you can see, not as much as we got for the Learjet 25G or the Cessna 182. So, but it's still quite a nice plane to fly. They got low stall speed, which is very nice. So we can have a go at flying this one. So we put our airspeed up. Again, we're at Megsfield, I think that's how you pronounce it. You've got a few games like FS 2002, which is quite nice, and one of my favourites. There we go. It's liftoff. It says I'm stalling. There we go. Apparently this plane has got flaps. I don't think the Sopwith Camel did actually have flaps, but I take their word for it, I guess. Also, another thing is good, you've got a carburetor heat, which is a nice addition for, you know, a fairly early game modelling all these things. I pretty respect the developer community, or sorry, the developers, for actually being able to make such a complex game back then. I mean, yes, you can see that the graphics aren't amazing, but it's 1989. I think, well, since playing so maneuverable, we can probably just turn around and come back and land on the airport. Let's see if I can actually do a successful landing. And yeah, you can have AI in this game. Oh god, uh-oh. This is what I mean, it's really hard to control with the keyboard because you tend to over control. Especially it's really hard to do aerobatics, like you really got to anticipate what you're doing. Right, since it's a biplane, I think we can probably land on the remaining part of this runway here if I go to idle. Oh god. I don't have... Ooh, it might work. No, I don't think so. Yeah, I'm sorry, cover your ears. Oh, this one doesn't make the scream. Oh, no, it does. I take my word back. I'm sorry. Right, let's take a look at some of the experimental aircraft, and I'll be back. Okay, this is one of the experimental aircraft we have here, and it is called Expo 1, and it's just basically, it's the sailplane we saw earlier, but it's got a few more features to it, which is quite nice. And what I especially like about this plane is, well, sorry, this game, is if I go into here, you can actually got an option, if you might have noticed earlier, called aircraft design. So you can actually go into here and change different parameters if you want to. So I can go to A and change the dihedral to 20, You can see it's not really the best here. So I'll set it to about 5 degrees is pretty good, as you can see. So we can also change well, we can change pretty much anything. We can even change the power settings in this if we want to be stupid. I guess obviously we can't because it's a glider. I think we can. Well, we can change what we want to edit. So we've also got a jet aircraft in here. Apparently, this is actually pretty new to me. I'm actually shocked. I played this game quite a bit, to be honest, like unironically, and I am pretty amazed there is a fighter jet in it. Wow. Sorry, I'm just blown away right now. Well, we've got to fly this plane. It's like a secret little hidden gem. Let's see if we've got any afterburners. No. Put flaps down quick. Well, what about that? A fighter jet in a 1989 game. Wow. So, also in this aircraft design manager, we can change a few things. So we can edit some of the aircraft, such as this one. And if we want to take a better look, we can bank it a bit more. Fortunately, if you want to kind of get your right position, you have to go through 360 degrees, but it's not a worry because we can check out the whole aircraft while we're doing this. So I just want to get it into a nice view. When I'm ready, I'm going to click freeze, like there. That's very nice. And we can change a few more settings, so let's make our own plane. We can see what happens if we do 50 degrees. Well, it doesn't allow it any more than 19.99999, so 20 degrees. So a good dihedral is usually anything around about below 5 or something like this plane here. 5 would do, I guess. We can change the aspect ratio, which is how far the wing bends. We can change it. We have to kind of be whoa, geez, what have I done? Yeah, let's I'm sorry. Let's change that back to how it was. So we can change the dihedral to 5 degrees. Aspect ratio, I think we're going to leave the same. It's a bit, maybe I just put in a stupid number, but how it is, it should be fine. We can even add winglets to it if we wanted to, which is even better. Like, just look at that. Masterpiece. We can change some horsepower on it, so I think about 1,000 is much better. We can change the tail area, so it was on 15 before. We can add a bit of 40, and we can change positions of stuff. Such as we can make that a bit smaller. That's probably a bad idea to make that smaller, but let's just see how that flies. Oh god. And as you can see, we have probably actually underpowered this. I take that back. Jesus. Yeah, I've just made a rocket, I think. I can barely control the plane, which is not very good. But apparently we're doing 140 knots. I think it's a bit too slow, actually. I think we need to up our game on our propulsion here. I'm sorry. So yeah, apparently that's the max we can do. That's pretty good. Yeah, just look at the airspeed, oh my god. Yeah, I don't think a plane like this would be able to handle some of these maneuvers. But I guess we get to fly faster. The Learjet still does beat this plane, I would think. But we can do a bit of flying around, as we usually do. Unfortunately, there's not really too much else to this game, apart from you've got a few things you can try out. I think I've probably explored most of what you can actually explore in this game. Well, I should really say simulator because that's what it is. And I think I'm also doing what you're not really supposed to do, is maxing out the Cessna 152, which basically this plane is, if we look at it, going 170 knots. Now probably to end this video off, let's see if I can actually do some aerobatics in this flight simulator. So I wonder if the crash detection will detect this. It probably will. Oh god. Oh wow. Okay. apparently you can't crash into antenna masts, but I think I am going to stall and going to hit the ground. Yep. Oh, I'm dead. I'm going to probably leave the video here as I crash and ruin your eardrums. That doesn't get old. Oh god, let's stop playing. Most of the controls are quite similar to the modern flight simulators, you can say. Like I'm using the period key to try and break the plane, but the plane is too overpowered, it wouldn't stop. Oh my god. Okay, this is interesting. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to leave the video here. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll put some links down below to where you can actually try and have a go at this flight simulator yourself. You'll need DOSBOX, or if you've got MS-DOS installed, which I did previously, I'm having to use DOSBOX so I can record this for you guys. You can also run it on there, but I'll leave the links to everything down below so you can have a go at this amazing flight simulator. Just a word of warning, you want to have your audio down because your ears will suffer, trust me. Apparently we made a helicopter now, so that's pretty good. But I'm going to conclude that. Thank you very much for watching, and I will probably upload a few more videos soon. So thank you.